So rest,
Get rid of residential.
get rid of it.
Yes, let's set residential. Commercial, industrial are fine.
You wanna allow new ones in commercial?
Commercial, you just have to allow
Can-
kids.
You
Can
wanna
we,
allow them to-
conditional use permit so we can judge that?
Grandfather, what's their conditional use permit? And then industrial, we can continue on A.
Fine, yeah. You wanna allow them A1, which is your agricultural farming.
What would that have?
That would be up on the hill, which they're covered probably this year, so that's, we probably want to.
But I don't want it where I live.
Well, so we don't have to. we
That's
don't have
ag
to-
residential.
Yes.
Would that be allowed then?
Right now, no.
Okay, don't open it.
Yeah, don't open up.
I don't need Barks Standard bringing in.
Whatever that is.
So that's, I mean, so are we? wanting to together?
We wanna knock out the shipping papers. You're talking as an accessory structure.
Nope, I'm just asking the other section we talked about, the accessory.
Okay. And then you wanna go with the rest of D through K that covers what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right.
And there's nothing we can do about the grandfather.
Well, that's what I'm gonna find out. I'll talk to the attorney.
Well, if they're already breaking code, if they're in the front yard.
This is residential.
Well, but if it's not an
Residential.
accessory building, it's not breaking code. I mean, so
If it's not
technically, we're not
allowed-
regulating them right now. We're not regulating these right now.
Correct, so that's what we want to do is get them regulated, and then he's gonna check to see if we, or how long, or what we gotta do to get rid of what we got. But I just want to get some place where we're not allowing them anymore, because at some point, someone else is gonna bring some in, and we've been kind of doing this for 3-4 months now, not getting it out. But do you, the accessory structure thing, do you want to throw that in there too, since we're doing it, or do you just want to get this done and at least?
Well, we can do the
Well,
accessory.
what's the accessory structure? Let's cover that.
So that one was just.
What page are you on? What page?
So
I
going
think
back.
it's super easy.
These are attachments, so I don't remember, sorry. The first attachment, so ordinance number 226X. So change the code to allow blanket temporary structures, and then we added some provisions if we're gonna do a third accessory structure. Beyond within the residential district, they'd have to go through the conditional use permit process.
The standard 30%.
They still have to stand at 30% lot coverage. And then.
Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty much
reasonable.
there. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
The only other question I had tonight was, do we want to get rid of the 12 by 12 limitation for sheds and just say,
Say if you want a shed, let's.
any accessory structure over 30 by 32, you're gonna get a conditional use. Anything. A house and a garage, and you want a second accessory structure that's a shed that's, if we get rid of this, you could do that. We don't have to come back for a conditional use permit or 12 by 14.
What about lot size consideration?
Always gotta be less than 30%.
Yeah, you still have your setback requirements and you still have you can't be more than 30%.
That's already in there. That's already in there.
And so without conditional use permit, they're still gonna come in, they're still gonna go to your desk, and if it is too big for their lot, you're gonna be like, you can't get the building permit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We're just taking away the public hearing, basically.
Why do that? Why take away the 12 by 12?
No, you can allow, so we're getting rid of the requirement that if it's over 12 by 12, you have to get a conditional use permit. We're basically saying if it's over 30 by 32, you have to get a conditional use permit. Anything,
I don't know.
10% of the backyard.
that's why we're having the conversation. I'm just proposing it because that's been brought up as an issue. We have to, if you
So,
have a 12 by
like
12.
Justin Swenby's shed he wants to build, right?
Yeah.
Right now, he needed the conditional use permit, had to have a hearing, blah, blah, blah. In reality, it's just a little shed in his backyard, to fit in the thing. So if by taking that, we even have a public hearing, allow him to build his shed, they're still gonna look at it zoning wise, make sure it fits everything.
You want to see what I'm visualizing?
Okay.
Yeah. Look at my yard, for instance. Like, I'm gonna do it, no way in hell. But I could sit in another garage right beside that one.
Mhm.
My yard is so big.
Mhm. But it still has to fit all of the code that we have, it still has to fit zoning, and it's still gonna be approved by the board, yes. And it's not like they can't build a third structure, you can build a second, yes. But that's the problem, you don't like it.
Yeah, 20 by 20, and he wants to put it there. He's over the 12 by 12, it's not impacting anyone, they're gonna make sure it's less than 30%. Rather than have us meet for something that's a little bit bigger than a 12 by 12. It just saves the meeting, that's all they're trying to do.
To me, that's not an issue.
Well, it saves the person a little bit of money too, which
Yeah.
is what I hear, like, oh, it costs this, it costs that, why is, because this is Justin Swenby, right? Every time I turn around, Cedar wants more, I have to pay more. Well, because they gotta pay for this, they gotta pay for, they gotta pay for all that stuff, so it would take out a step where maybe someone doesn't feel like we're trying to hinder them building a shed, when in reality, it's a damn shed, right? So that's the reason, for it. Whether you agree with that or not, that's fine. But I'm just saying, that's the thought behind it, is maybe we're saving them a little bit of money, we're not paying for another step in the road just to build a shed. And if you don't like, that's fine, that's what you guys are here for, but that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, I get that. But I don't agree with it.
And you could set it at a different, you could bring the 30 by 32 down a little bit, so you cover any large, like a 30 by 32 is almost.
That's larger than
5
my
car
detached
garage,
garage I have.
right? That's a big.
Yeah, it's a big
So
garage.
a 24 by 24 is 556 square feet. That's a 2-stall garage. That's a pretty typical one. So that's your limit. You say, okay, 600 square feet, that's the max we want to go instead of the 30 by 32. Anything bigger, and and it's a third one, you're going to get a conditional use. If you want to do smaller, bless you. That's at least a size we know.
Where you can get a vehicle or two. Other than that, you can build anything under that, from
By right,
20
yeah.
whatever.
What if we just made the minimum size bigger, what if it was like a 24 by 24 instead of 12 by 12?
I'm thinking something more like a 12 or 14 by 20, because a 20-foot deep garage, you can still park a vehicle in. Motorcycles and utility vehicles, ATVs, UTVs, so on. Yes, I don't see a problem with that, but somebody driving up, I know that they're registered vehicles for the road, I understand that. But a vehicle, another vehicle, it's another garage. And I don't know.
But in order for it to be a garage, does it have to have cement floor then?
No,
Should be.
should have these footings, wouldn't have to have a concrete.
From
Well,
a
it has to be
building code
it has to be
standpoint,
approved.
anything over 12 standard should have concrete. I'm pretty sure.
Cross footings at the very least.
Well,
you
what-
can see that.
What are we saying about that in our?
That should be covered in,
That's a building code issue.
that's a building code thing. That would be addressed somewhere else.
And I hope it is.
It is, I know what it is.
Well, since we have questions on that, I guess we won't go
Yeah, I
down
would
that.
say
We won't go down that road, but let's get something drawn up where we can take care of these shipping containers.
Yes.
We'll have the table, oh, sorry, I didn't.
No,
But I would just like to get that done, so we
Just
stop
to
that.
focus on the shipping containers for the council
I think we're all
meeting
for it.
tonight and
Are we holding up the train? And also, if it's gonna be a meeting or we're gonna have more than one thing, I don't think we should run it, be limited to the 30, 45 minutes. I'd like to have it.
It's good.
That's all I have. Then. Motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. Meeting
Remind me
adjourned.
your name.
Fairness, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
What was another issue?
No,
No,
we didn't, that wasn't on the
There was
agenda.
possibly going to be, but it ended up not.
Too big, needs to.
So,
Perfect.
Before the next time we meet, things so we can, I want to hash this stuff out, and so every meeting we're not doing the
Yeah,
same.
I think we're there. I think what's in front of us is that the structures will be ready to go.
is it an issue if our committee meets separately?
No,
There's no regulation stopping us from doing that?
no, normally we
Typical
just do a
posted
case you
meeting.
decide on something, we just take it right to the board.
Yeah, that's the reason we've been lined up, is because usually we're putting something forward to them and they're in their meeting.
But what they're trying to do is get rid of some of the
Money.
expense to.
I know, I get all that.
That's what they're trying.
That's minimal to me.
But no, you can meet whatever, but ain't minimal to me.
No,
just need to provide a certain amount.
So we live in America, we can all have our own opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
5:30. You can make a 5:30, knowing your bus route by now.
No problem.
You're not doing anything at 5:30?
That's not your walk? You don't want to run the walk. I don't want Jane mad if we take you away, so.
It's supper time, so I
But yeah, no, if the other night works better and you want more time, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, get it? No, I didn't. I got so swamped. Thanks. Today I didn't get a chance to report it out once. Perfect. Appreciate the help.
Yeah.
Can't send it to the moment. Okay. I'll send it either right away or when I get back. You to my office tonight. And that was for the finance committee. Oh, okay. All right.
Is he playing out there? Or
What's that?
is he just having a good time out there?
He's walking around.
It's me.
I got up there and I walked in the center of the field. Just exploring? I saw him on the edge there and he sat down and looked at me. He doesn't come to his name for the speech. So I just thought, oh, no, I'm not doing it. So I wanted to get down around so we can come back towards the building. Like I got over there and I popped my head up. He saw me. Yeah, was watching me and he turned around and got wrong. I knew I was ahead of him. Trying to look to see.
Yeah.
So he went down the woods.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Oh, that's thick woods.
I haven't. I've seen a few of his emails, but I haven't met him.
Yes. I've got the kennel and smoked in the backyard, food inside. And then, Julie's contacted Mary Moore.
So we got a bigger ride trap.
You have a bigger light
I
trap?
don't know if you fit in it, but it's bigger.
Oh, is that big? I'll take it up in the field.
Okay, well, I'll drop it off tomorrow.
Yeah, drop it off.
Otherwise I can pick it up after the meeting or something. too.
You can drop it off.
Okay.
Or I'll tell Julie.
I mean, otherwise, yeah, it's gonna be a tough.
Yeah, it could be a tough one, yeah. But I would take it right up in the field up there. Food in it, and then put a cover on it.
Sounded
Okay.
interesting.
With the
Good way
blanket
to
or something,
meet other people.
I just have to check it.
Someone's reaching out to you.
Yeah, that's good stuff from the, yeah. Yeah.
Because he will come with a name and he's afraid of people.
He's very shy. I don't know his name real well. I think he knows his name. but
Yeah.
just-
Okay, sounds
just say
good.
it.
Thanks.
Right used to get his name called.
He's what? Oh, how old is he?
Maybe a year.
Oh, okay. I was thinking he was a
No,
small puppy.
no, just a nice little. He won't bite you. He's shaped like a big. Really scary.
Just in time, got one. And they went on and
Kristen?
taken a place in Arizona.
Was
They
the
went out of town
total
first.
bills for this month, was that
They were watching the big
$18,688?
news.
Oh.
So they didn't watch it anymore. They wasn't even coming in. Their daughter was watching Big Brother.
About all that stuff tonight. Were you big
First,
Lance over it?
first puppy we had replaced. So we placed that one.
I'm surprised it's so low, that's why.
She was too, actually. Brandy mentioned
Yeah,
she was
I
lower.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You're the one running around the room.
I'm just making sure.
Brandy mentioned it's right. Even made the same comment.
Brandy did.
We
actually got a couple Thanks calls for like, getting me that email.
There's some suspicious activity going on around here. Did you? Oh, up there?
So
Cause the ones, you know, I almost stopped and, you know. and
I
just-
just added,
Well, trees.
I'm
afraid to leave my
house.
Oh, God.
And I should have stopped in the one, the ones.
What do they
outside
get,
the car, she was pressing it. Yeah, she knew them, I don't know. Probably should have stopped.
All right, Madam Clerk, I think we are all in attendance for the Finance Committee meeting. Please call the roll.
Brooks. And Brad.
Here. All right, did we have any additional, bills that came in after we had the email sent to us on Friday?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Actually, yes, just today, there was 2 insurance renewals for a whole bunch of different insurances, I can't remember all of them. One was a work comp, and then the property. That might have been the
were
only-
we gonna be making payment on those tomorrow?
I don't think tomorrow, I think she has in the
Okay, all right.
next one.
All right, thanks for that. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from January 19th, 2026. So. All right, with the addition of paying the planning committee, for their time today, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the bills for this month, to be paid February 17th, 2026. All those in favor?
I have no questions on any of them.
No? Okay. Well, I didn't either. I kind of asked mine before, so. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, those will be paid. Assuming the council pays them. Do we have a call for adjournment?
You done?
Ben,
I did.
yeah,
Oh, okay,
yep.
I'm sorry. And you got a second from Brad. All right.
Adjourn meeting.
Aye.
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 Thank you.
The ayes have it. So, Steve, are we gonna pull the discussion about the container stuff off of the meeting today? It sounded that way.
The only thing I know, I read the whole thing that they're posted. And it's way more than me. The only thing we need to have.
I read the under. Yeah.
You know, they're adding all this other stuff.
I'm not really sure why. I thought we were just gonna get the ISO stuff discussed.
So maybe I was other things.
Yeah.
You know, just doesn't make sense to me. I know we're going through that first, and whatever they decide. So when it comes to that, was the shipping container stuff discussed with them guys?
Yeah, they,
put it out tonight, so I'll get that, we'll put one out front, one out back. Why not?
I figured there's nothing else I'm gonna have to go on Portland and got there.
I think
Go up
we
in the
should.
field and stuff up there, but I'd have to check it before dark. We should ask Alan before we were up there first.
Yeah, he won't care, but yeah,
I
because they
he-
know I was down there today, so they know, you know.
Oh, did you talk to him
I talked to her.
the second time around? Oh, okay.
Yep, they did.
Can never get the thing thawed out up there on the hill with this 50-degree weather.
Finally.
How's your driveway? Is it getting ugly or?
It's better
Boy.
now, but
But I'll let you know, no
I guess what happened last time when we got so much ice up there was Dewey was supposed to plow us out and then his plow broke and it rained on top of the snow and I couldn't break
Yeah,
through it. So it just took forever to make it passable and like I said, I had to put 400 pounds of salt on it.
Julie, did you see that email I sent you today?
I did, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So,
I'll
in,
look into it.
yeah, in theory, I'd like to have something we can meet before the end of the month. And then, because the deadline's March 31st.
Yeah.
But I want, so if we have something we can do, in theory, my mind, I don't know if this qualifies, but I'll find out. I'd like to integrate the camera system that Joel and I talked about outside of fire hall, public works, building, city park, everything, and lump them into one system and apply for the grant for that. That's kind of my hope. But it's so vague.
Yeah,
on
you
the
know what,
thing.
I read through it and I was like,
But I'm not opposed to that for a couple $1 million if I have to, because it's so vague that there's a lot of things we possibly could do.
It's
But-
big, but it's
So-
not so big, because you gotta, it's a service that you transferred to another, is that the same one we're talking about?
It's the innovation grant.
Yeah, so it's a service that you provided last year that you transferred to another municipality or agency.
It's hard to get up
That's the way I read it.
I didn't read this, I read it as something you're gonna put in place, either you have or you're gonna put in place for 2027. That's what I read.
Okay.
so.
Yeah, we'll have to
all-
But that's why I sent it out, so, because I told you, I haven't had a lot of time to look at it.
Well, Kristen and I talked a little bit about this morning. We both read it as it's a service that you're transferring over to another municipality or private company.
I've been looking for a puppy all day, so I didn't look into it, but I read it.
Yep.
You know.
So you don't think there's anything we can do with it?
No, I think there are things we can do.
Oh.
But Dave was interested in a couple of things.
Cause like you said, all campus, and then we put them outside the hall up there and.
Yeah, that, I mean, that was my thought, I don't know if it fits, but that was my.
Did you know we got one outside up there from,
You did have,
it's still there as of 2 days ago, yesterday.
oh, no, that I didn't know.
I don't know.
On that fire
It's on the
side.
side.
Oh. But that should be coming down then, because
He's got his own.
he's got his stuff up.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know, I never heard it, it was just. I didn't know.
I'll
if
stop
you
and
knew,
talk.
But
No,
it
I
should
did.
just be something you were aware.
I knew that there was one up there because he had told me, or asked if he could put one up there
Okay.
when they had nothing. I said that was fine. I just assumed it was gone.
Yeah,
Well,
since you were talking cameras and
yeah.
everything of it, but yeah, no, I will look into more into that. tomorrow. All right.
Because yeah, hopefully if my camera thing works, that would alleviate a big burden from the city. And Joel and I have already talked about trying to
Everybody.
incorporate everything into one system, so the next generation or whatever people that come in, they're not looking, oh, this one system here, it's all right there and easy to use.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
that's my hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have it here, is it like setting up a phone?
No, it's in the. Dave here.
Oh.
A live chat.
a live track?
I think that's big enough.
April second, third, fourth, whatever.
April 7th.
7th? Are you gonna go and scratch your name off everything?
I'm not up on speaker like I get. That's next year.
But there is elections tomorrow.
Primary, yeah. Yeah, there's a waste of the city's money. One person. Too many.
Yeah.
Cause they have 5, yeah, they have 5, and we can only have 4 on the ballot.
Election for.
Yeah, it's good practice for me, so.
Well, I don't know, spending that kind of money for you to get, be my election to something that I'm happy, with. That's okay. We'll frame it that way and maybe that'll make me feel better. But we have the same, number of people working that we would for a regular election, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have 4.
Are you gonna feed them?
Yep.
Working for free, but they get something.
No, they get paid.
They get paid?
Yes. Don't you the finance guy, don't you ever look at your finance thing when it says pay an election worker?
You never wondered.
I must have missed that 17,000 line item.
You know, they're paid.
You just don't see it come up every month.
Yeah, it's just no, well,
And last year it was only,
it was just November.
yeah, was it November?
Yeah.
Was it November for an election first year?
Wasn't there, state stuff like, Supreme Court, something like that, yeah. There wasn't much, but I think there was a couple.
November.
Really? You've been taking flying lessons? What kind of plane?
Cessna 172.
Is that a proper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
How long you been doing that?
This is my first license.
What?
He let me take off and let out.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you in shit in your pants?
A little bit. Yeah, no, a little bit.
Was it cool though?
Oh, afterwards, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Doing it?
So do you like flying?
Yeah, but I got a purpose for it.
Oh.
Probably gonna buy a plane.
Today was perfect because it wasn't raining.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Well, there was a little breeze.
it was like 3 knot wind. That was it. It was beautiful.
Because some people take flying lessons too because they are afraid of flying, so they think if they, that gets them over the fear.
No, I'm probably gonna buy a plane.
What's up, Tom Cruise?
Travel about.
You and John Travolta.
That guy's got some serious.
Well, yeah, he's got like a jumbo jet almost in his driveway. Yeah.
Well, he's got planes.
Yeah.
So just to travel, like go to Minot, stuff like that. That's
Yeah, that and take the wife back and forth from her family up in North Carolina.
should be getting a fairly decent sized plane when you're doing that.
Oh,
He's not flying a twin prop to North Carolina. Right?
oh, yeah, no, single engine. Yeah, you can do, actually, I can make it quicker than dropping her off at the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, go like 200 miles an hour and just stop for gas.
How high do you have to fly in those, or can you fly?
I probably won't go over 9,500 or 10,000.
And what's the bird level at? Like where you want to be above birds?
I don't know, I saw him at the end of the runway when I was taking off.
Yeah.
No, I know like a world record for birds is like tens of thousands. Kind of running from anywhere.
Oh, really? You
This
were
is
like-
taken.
I thought they only have.
Normally it's like 1,000 feet.
Oh, wow.
You Google it, but I want to say. Which is unusual. Really small.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if it's still on.
Act like I know, okay, I have to act like I know what I'm doing now. Computer, yeah, you know.
Yeah. I
You
think
shut
I-
Nothing else, nothing else me.
I would like to get a partner.
What?
I'm over at,
Yeah, very good. That was
but,
what I'm talking
Good
about.
super that are anchored.
yeah, I wouldn't want to build one, but I wouldn't mind renting one.
Yes.
They're just,
That's why you're there listening for that meeting, you know what it's something, accessory structures like a building.
No, we cut everything else.
Oh, one of them phone butchers.
So they let you take off in the land.
yeah, well, he was sitting right next.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's still pretty crazy, like.
Oh, it was ugly.
Did you bounce it down?
No, I hit it just fine, but it was almost like they had the hands stuck out.
Oh, yeah. How fast are you going when you're coming in there?
Miles an hour?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
65?
Oh.
Pretty slow.
Yeah.
And he thought you were nice ladies.
That was nice lady.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's good.
I'm flying tomorrow.
So how far do you fly on your outings?
Only for about an
He
hour.
said his name is
Yeah.
Stoner.
I don't give away
Of course you are.
the time. So
Yeah.
He seems like a nice.
I need at least 40 hours. Yeah, there's a bunch of different rules.
Yeah.
You gotta have like some night stuff, some cross country stuff. Yeah, I don't know if there's a rule on how many full stops you gotta do.
Brother-in-law.
We like her either.
Anyways.
Yeah, to stay current. Yeah. Yeah, my son's a certified flight instructor down in Alabama. No, I'd have to go to Alabama.
You gonna float things up.
I paid for his college. I think I did something, but I don't think that's how it works.
All right, buddies.
Midnight.
No, that's a good gig.
Well, yeah, was till his plane that was going to Hawaii. He just happened to be off that day. Now they grounded the whole fleet, so all he could do was training for 3 months on a new fleet that we're gonna his plane fly because. Oh, that's what he said. Because I saw this one promotion, we got some roads that treat.
Yeah, I guess.
Fly all the time. Yeah, a day or two before he had come back with us. He was in Boston, he's taking off on 9/11.
Oh, yeah?
That's why he quit working for American because he couldn't handle it. He's like, I'm never gonna. Fly back. So he left that. So it happened 2 times.
Okay. Yep, every day.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we can take it easy.
1 minute.
Take it one day at a time, one thing at a time.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh, God, you can own that place. Oh, shit. I like jokes.
I'm trying.
I don't know, it's not a shit, you know.
All right, it is 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the regular Glenwood City Council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Fletcher,
Yes.
Ross.
Here.
DeGrosse. Kraft.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Stoner.
Here.
Agenda number 2, the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. The flag is in my left corner. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Agenda number 3, the approval of the agenda for today. Do I have a second? Second. Ben. All those in favor, vote by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Agenda item number 4, approval of the January 19th, 2026 common council minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda number 5, Judd, bills.
All right, to include paying the planning committee for their participation tonight, I would like to propose that we approve the bills to be paid February 17th, 2026.
And you can call the roll, please.
Fletcher.
I don't know.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Ross.
Yes.
DeGrosse.
Yes.
Kraft.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Stoner.
Yes.
There's even an X in your spot.
Yeah, that's all right. Agenda number 6, public comments on issues. We didn't put on the sheet, did we? Nope, yeah. Anyone? All right, we'll move on. We'll skip agenda number 7. Number 8, department head reports. I know the library is not here. Everyone had sheets in their bins. Public Works, Dave.
Just a couple things. Working on getting somebody to come look at the manhole on Walnut and Second Street. Had a guy lined up to come out last week and he texted me the day before. He came and said he got fired, so he couldn't be. So he gave me the number to the guy that he works for, and I talked to him today. He's gonna out here the next week or so. The only other thing I had was the door, which we talked about.
Whose responsibility is that little road that goes up to the Senex building? Is that ours?
That is not ours.
Okay, because there is 2 monstrous potholes in there and someone's gonna lose a axle.
I don't, is it Senex's or is it the?
I really don't know.
I think it's Senex's driveway.
Because probably part of the.
Well, wasn't that a driveway at one
It was all over the drive-through for the bank, when it was a bank, now drive through the coffee shop. and, Yeah.
Well, but there was a house back in there years
Yeah.
ago, remember?
Yeah.
And then Senex
Like,
came in.
Sam used to be there.
I wonder if
I'm pretty sure they plow it, so.
Okay.
Cause we do.
Gotcha. You have anything for Dave? You saw the email that I forwarded about
Yep,
that?
I looked at it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
We'll
good.
dig into it a little bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. Chief Colette.
Only a couple of things. Dave and Kent and I have been working on a snow removal program for Main Street to help out businesses, 'cause it's not working too well what we have now. I sent out some letters this week, today actually. And Officer Hoyt had expressed interest in working an overtime shift here and there, to help out with coverage just on Friday or Saturday nights. If you were interested, that's all I have.
What did the letter say? Cause Bonnie.
I have a
just-
letter for you here.
Okay, cause Bonnie just texted me before I got down here, so.
I can give you your letters. Here.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I'm a business owner there.
Yes.
Duh.
Oak and then parts of first and second.
You can read it if you want.
Okay, thanks.
It's just gauging interest in a possible program. We just want to see if people are even interested.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Because we have certain businesses, and I've done this to myself. Oh, it snowed, I didn't get out this morning, just a little bit, we throw it out in the street. Well, then Dave and Corey have to come back and do it again. So by doing this in theory, if people are paying someone for snow removal anyway, sometimes it works out $10 a person, it could be $30 a
So
person.
this is something they could get charged.
The city will do it, they'll plow it all out, that way they get it all off the street, we're done, ready to roll. They don't have to worry about coming back later to do it.
the problem is if you don't get it out by 6 a.m., you have no other options. You can't bring it, you gotta put it in buckets and haul it out after that. So this would be.
And I've talked to 5 or 6 people and they were pretty interested. I don't know if everyone is, but that's what we're gauging, just to see if,
City was $100 an hour.
yeah, and that's what it is. Dave figured out the price. What'd you say, 350, 400 an hour, what was?
Ours was, I also had Greg White give us a price too, just to see where he was at, so. And he actually went out and figured it out per square foot, so. And that's what we put in. And that's what we put in the letter, just, so.
Which, yeah, we're covered by far of what it costs you to do, we're actually making.
Yeah.
Just like if we were a service. doing it, so.
Okay.
That's been put in for a regular hour. Something more.
A little, not much. Brandon's just gotta get on the sweeper and sweep the sidewalk. I mean, what do we figure? Half hour, 45 minutes
No, I figured like 3 hours.
for him to clear
for
the
him to
sidewalks?
do it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he's gonna have to sweep it and shovel it around the posts and benches and all that
Okay.
stuff, so. I think the private contractor came in cheaper anyway. He was a little bit cheaper. you know,
Okay.
So.
Anything else for the chief? All right, thank you, sir. Fire department.
All right, last month, I just got a couple of things, I'll try to make it short. Last month, we talked about the radio, 800 megahertz with St. Croix and Dunn County. And I talked to Terry lengthy about this whole system. And I told Terry that, because we qualified to jump on Dunn County's grant, and I told Terry that I wasn't giving up free money because they can't figure out what the hell they're doing. So I jumped on to Dunn County's grant, and I put in for 2 mobiles and 2 portables, because Terry's thing was, well, if we go with Motorola and you go with Kenwood, you won't be able to use them. Well, I've talked to different communication people, and an 800 megahertz radio is an 800 megahertz radio, no matter how you look at it. So, and he wasn't sure, they don't even know if we're gonna be able to get things at cost or what anything's gonna cost. And so with the Dunn County grant, if we get awarded it, a portable that costs $3,400 is gonna cost me $900. And a mobile radio that costs $4,600, it's gonna cost me $1,200. So I am supposed to make good decisions for the fire department, so I made good decisions, because I'm not gonna wait for Terry. He wants it all to be the same in the county, so if they have to send out a software update or something, everybody gets it. Well, I've been in this job for 30 plus years, and I've yet to do a software update on a radio. So hope that was right. If not, fire me.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Who's Terry?
Terry is communication director.
Did you think it was me that was that smart?
No.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Terry Anderson's the communication director at St. Clair. So, and he just said I had to do what I had to do for myself. He advised me not to, but if Terry's gonna pay for my radios at $4,600 and $3,400, I won't do it. So anyways, that's what I did. So Dunn County's not guaranteed this, but if it comes through, I save some money. Next thing, the EFG grant came back again, and FEMA is auditing the fire department for that grant. The Bruce that wrote our grant said he's never ever been audited, so lucky me, we get audited. So Kristen and Brandy have been super. They've assisted me. Friday, we finally got everything sent to FEMA. We'll find out if it's not enough, then we have to have a phone call meeting with them. But the way it looks, I mean, we sent them everything and anything, so I can't imagine there's gonna be an issue.
And that was the grant that we used for the packs?
For the
or-
SCBA's.
Yeah.
So,
What
you know,
did they have, like, what were they looking for? Did they say anything?
no idea. He gave me, it was a 3-page letter that requested everything from canceled checks to accounts to policies, you name it, I had to throw it in there. I'm not worried because I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
So just so you guys know, hopefully it won't go to the phone call.
Mhm.
If it does, it does. We'll just have to, what I'm thinking is, once we get that, hopefully it'll be on a Friday. We'll just have to set it up with Kristen and Brandy and myself. And I only say Brandy because, you know, you're new, at least she knows where some of this stuff is if we don't find it, so. Just an FYI. Plus, good news is I got a call today on our truck, and it is, tomorrow it'll be, they're gonna strip all the letters off it. The Minneapolis airport, all that's gonna be gone. They sent me pictures, they left quite a bit of stuff in there for us. So I'm thinking in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it just depends how busy the airport gets on when they can get the rest of this done. Basically, it's out of service, it's ready to go. So I'm hoping the end of February, beginning of March. So my question is, it's already been approved. When I go up there, I have to have a check, obviously. So is that something I just contact Kristen, we can write the check out, it doesn't have to come across?
Nope, it's already been done.
It's
We've
already
approved
approved.
it, so you're good.
Okay.
Whatever you need.
All right. So the other positive to this spin is we received the check for our engine that we're using, that the department in Minnesota has already sent them the check and has paid for the truck. I just told them if something happens, obviously this deal is gonna go south and we won't continue with it. But, so that's good news. We got that money sitting there. So once we have to pay, we can just keep things moving along. we're gonna leave the ladders on there because this truck that's coming has got fairly new ladders, so we won't need them. They're bringing the low boy over to haul it out of here, so as soon as I give them the word, the truck will be gone, so.
And will we keep them until we get ours up and service the new one, or once you get it, you're good with?
Once I know that we can pick that truck up and once it's sitting at the fire hall, I'm not real worried because we can run with one engine right now. We can do each lane. At that point, then I think I want to just, so nothing happens to it, I want to get it on their truck and get it out.
That was my, oh, yeah.
What was the final cost that did you get on that truck?
For ours, 25. And it was a department, Kent and I had a conversation on this, that we've been helped out over the years from many departments as far as trucks and SCVA's and stuff. So we felt this town is small. They're running a 1984 and the pump doesn't work very well. So I'm trying to hurry things along because I think they can really benefit for getting this truck. So there was something else I had and it just slipped my mind. So I don't know what else. Anyways, that should do it. Yes.
Do you know how long is it gonna take your team to go through the new truck to see what else you need to do to it?
Well, for sure we'll need a radio.
Yeah.
Okay. And my dilemma with the radio is, do I order a new radio that's 700-800 megahertz plus dual band that will continue with what we're currently using? Or do I pay a company to come and take the radio out of the truck we're getting rid of, install it in the new truck, which is an old radio that I'm still gonna have to pay somebody to come back and do the same thing. So there's my dilemma. If that's the case, then that'll be, $4,600.
Yeah.
We were fortunate, usually on our engines, we run 2 head radios, one at the pump panel, one inside the truck.
Yeah.
The airport decided to leave their headsets in there. So we only have to buy 1 head radio and we can run our radio through those headsets. So our pump panel now will be in the back of the truck, but we can wear the headset to the back of the truck, so I don't have to buy a 2-head radio. So it might possibly be cheaper than that. I don't know which way to go right now. If I should just pay the guys to come up, switch the radio up for a couple $100 and wait, or if I spend the money. So.
Well, because we'll have to put a new one in when we have to do the changeover anyway, right?
Right.
So I'd probably just spend a couple $100, change it over for Alan.
Put the old radio in and then
once we figure out what's going everything else, then we'll just have to upgrade.
All right.
I mean, unless anyone.
That works for me.
I
didn't want to go and spend,
right.
And the only other thing, when I saw the pictures, the front tires are we may have to get new tires for the front end. But other than it needs a really good bath and some wax, that's what else I need. Knock on wood.
Good, glad to hear.
So, that's all I got.
You got that email that I sent out about it? So I wonder, and I have, like I said, I have not looked into it enough. We should look and see if maybe radios are something we can throw under there. Maybe it's another way to cover our costs. I don't know.
I think so. They'll let us do that.
Yeah.
That would benefit all of us,
Mhm.
for sure.
So that was my one thought, so, yeah.
Okay.
And then I want to get together sometime before the end of the month, the 4 or 5 of us, and see what we come up with a plan, because it's 31st of March is when that's due. So I want to meet sometime before that, so we'll figure out a time.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyone else have anything for the chief? All right, thank you, sir. Julie, the ambulance.
Nothing really too much. Just, we kicked off our annual fundraiser, our figure yard. So last year I think it was over 1,800 eggs that we placed around yards for kids. So we had neighbors buy them and had us place them in, neighbors' yards for their kids. When grandparents do it, we had parents do it. Yes, and their brothers and sisters do it for their brothers and sisters' kids. So it's been neat. We kicked that off. We're up and running, and it's hopefully been bigger and better every year. So hopefully it'll continue. It's a lot of fun. That's about it.
Any questions for Director Lee? All right, thanks, Julie. Appreciate it. Clerk, anything from you, young lady?
Couple things.
All right.
We we applied for a cybersecurity grant. That was due at the end of January, got that in and done. Won't know until probably March if we got anything for that. Did an insurance audit, scored perfectly. I did the public test last week for the election, and that went well. Election's tomorrow, so it'll be my first experience doing that. And we also had Cheryl from Workhorse come in and did some training with me, which actually turned into more of her helping us straighten out a bunch of things and showed us a new way of reconciling bank accounts that might look a little different in the future on reports. So instead of doing journal entries for everything, we're gonna start doing manual checks. They're not actually checks that are paid, they're paid, but they show up on our reports differently. So it's just easier, I guess, for the auditors when they come to do their stuff and us to find things when we're searching for certain vendors. So that was good. That's all I have right now.
Things are still going well, progressing in the right direction.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think everything is going well too, so I appreciate the way you dove in and, yeah, you haven't waited for things to come to you. You've actually been taking initiative, so I really appreciate that, so thank you for that. Anything for clerk?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, oh, yes, sir.
I have one thing I wanted to add for emergency management side of things. They're doing St. Croix County is doing a training for elected officials for damage assessments after storms come through or any kind of emergency that they've invited city officials to. If anybody's interested, get a hold of me. I think I'll probably be signing up for it, but if you want to get involved as well, let me know.
You know when it is?
In April, I can get the exact dates to you.
Just
if you're
email it to
interested.
me.
Yeah, somebody should go. It's been a lot of years.
22nd, 23rd is what she was
I
thinking.
think that's the date.
Okay, so you just volunteered.
It's
Thank
in
you, sir.
Hudson.
Yeah,
Good
I'll
job.
be
Jim.
around.
Perfect.
I'll send you the contact information.
Thanks. I don't have much of anything, except just in case you're curious what I've been telling these guys about, meeting with them about this. There's a possible grant from the state. They're giving away $300 to $500 million of innovation grants. Kind of a vague thing. We don't know what we can do yet, but I'm looking at possibly doing cameras for the building, the park, everything all tied in together. Also, a couple generators, so we have backup for when the power goes out, that kind of thing, possibly down there. Radios, just anything those guys can think of that we may need that would fit into this. I'm hoping to write a grant, or if it's $1 million, it's $1 million, but we don't get many opportunities to take advantage of this stuff. So if it works, we will. But like I said, we don't know what we can or can't do yet. But just a little background on that. Other than that, I met with Cedar tonight before our meetings. We talked a little bit about some of the negative feedback that I get a lot when we talk about building, whether it be too many hoops to jump through, whether it be too expensive, why all the bills, why all the time. So we had a pretty productive meeting talking about some of our code is more in depth than other places. Some of the things we require, the size of buildings, different than other places. So when people sometimes are blaming Cedar for it, it might just be our code and the steps you have to go through. But I think we had a pretty productive meeting. We're going to look at some of our fee structures, make sure that we're covering our bases, things like that we're going to start doing, and then maybe going through some code as it pops up. We work through things just to look at if we're doing things the right way, or if there's a better way to do it to maybe relax some restrictions. So going forward next 5, 10, 15 years, we do get people that want to come and build, and we're trying to get them here instead of all the roadblocks it appears every builder complains about. Maybe there's things the city could do to relax some of that. So thank you guys again for coming. I appreciate it. Anyone have anything for me?
Thanks, Ken.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here, I'm Sarah Kaiser, here to represent Summer Rec.
Oh, you are? Okay,
I
I'm sorry,
didn't wanna
Sarah.
interrupt
I thought
you.
you were here for the chiropractor.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
So for 2026, Summer Rec just opened up the registration in January or 1st of February. Currently we have 32 registered, last year we had 113. Registration will close here at the end of January or February, early March. Right now, our account is sitting around $5,900. Just, looking to make it grow, make it get bigger. I don't know if you get anything else from us. I just thought I'd pop in and say, hey. I do have a couple questions from the committee, but I figured if I could email you the rest later. Do you want to do it now?
You can do whatever you'd like. It's your
Okay.
time.
One of the questions that, is the space between the pool locker rooms and stuff, that open area where the bathrooms are down at Inman. Would it be possible for us to kind of store some of our equipment that we can't fit into the concession stands or kind of leftovers instead of having it scattered within 4 or 5 different areas? Is that a possibility or is that not?
What specifically, what place now are we talking about? So you're talking in the, so
Behind the concession stands where the pool changing rooms used to be.
Mhm.
If that's not being used, if we could kind of take over a little bit to store anything. If not, I understand.
It's all of our
Okay,
pool equipment, chlorine barrels and pump and, other stuff for the pool, yeah.
okay.
But if we're not opening the pools, then we can move it out, but.
But currently they're full.
Currently,
There's stuff in there.
yes,
Okay. Nope, not a problem.
Right, but if the pool doesn't open,
If that's an opportunity.
they'll
that
be
we
able to
can-
get that stuff.
Yeah,
out.
if we don't, I'll get back to you. We could.
Sure.
What's in the shed, Dave, by the tennis courts?
That would be the Little League stuff.
It was the Little League stuff. I don't know how much stuff is in there now because they have it on the end of the dugout.
So
They moved a bunch of.
end of the dugout has the rakes, has the sand, has the line, all that stuff. That other shed is just full of old junk, basically.
Doesn't have the balls and bats and. ball
Well,
gears.
there could be some of it, it's all unusable. I was just in there before we started softball last year. It's just junk, all that stuff could technically be thrown away and it could be used as
So
a shed, there's just
So
crap in
we
it.
could throw it away and
We
maybe,
could move into that
You-
instead of.
yeah, that's-
Cool stuff.
Yeah, that's on one of the keys. That
Okay.
was one of the places that I was told to look for stuff, but there's nothing in there of any consequence. So yeah, if you
Sure.
wanna,
yeah, cause we stored, that's where we stored all the summer after we were baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Long time ago.
yeah, and now like softball wise, I don't know what the baseball team does with their stuff, but softball wise was the one door at Lions Club Field.
Yeah.
Lions have one, we have the other one, and then the concession stand now. That's where most of the softball stuff was. So yeah, that shed I don't think's been used for anything for quite a
Okay.
while.
So it's okay for us to go ahead and take a peek in there and see what we need to clean up.
Absolutely.
You should check with the Little League, because that's where they used to do it. I don't know if they're using it anymore now.
It's all your
It's
committee.
all- it's all the same, yeah.
Yeah, you would, yeah, see what.
Yeah, I'll talk with Katie about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, are we gonna be responsible then for dragging and lining the fields, or is that something that the city maintenance guys do? Just a curious question.
We've done it as a courtesy, so yeah, whatever works. If you
Okay.
got somebody that wants to do it, that's fine. If you don't, we've taken care of it. So.
Okay, and do we have to purchase any of that stuff, or does that come through the city? I guess would be my next question.
We usually don't line the field, we drag them.
Okay,
Yeah,
So,
so you guys would line them and that's been stuff that softball or baseball has
Yeah.
purchased
Okay.
before.
I'm new to all
Yeah.
that, so I just wanna make sure I'm not missing
So
anything.
2 years ago, since Justin was coaching he did all the dragging, whatever. Well, last year, since we were at the high school field,
Mhm.
Dave and those guys did it because I didn't know of anyone from the younger groups that had anything to do it with. So
Sure.
we did it. Now we do have the side by side. So we have something again that can do it where for a while we couldn't because we had
The golf cart broke or
the broken
something.
machine.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Do you have Dave's number?
No.
Dave Kress?
So you have to
Can't
give,
give it to you right
just
now.
give them a schedule, just drop it
Yeah.
off here of what you need, game times, whatever, and they didn't miss a beat when they had to do it last year, so.
Okay.
That's not an
But
issue.
yeah, you can always call him too. I could give it to you, but I don't want him to turn it down right now.
Right.
Or just get a hold of Terry, she can drag it too,
Terry can,
she's
yeah.
got that.
How many tailgates I
Rita do
wrecked
it?
dragging that field? Not hooking up my trailer right?
Didn't Rita do it last year?
she did after the golf cart broke, yep. Right. Yeah, she did.
There are people out there that are retired that wanna do things like that.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're trying, if you're trying to get the public involved, I always had more than enough people helping.
Okay. Yeah, I
You just
just
gotta
didn't-
ask, that's all it is, you just gotta ask people and kind of make them feel guilty.
I'll take a lesson from you on that.
You already know.
So that's all I have, was just to say hi and.
Yeah, thank you for coming, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
No, that's okay. I
It's
figured-
so rare that someone from Summer X shows up, so.
Well,
yeah.
we were talking about it today. I'm like, well, we gotta come down for the other thing. We'll be here for that too. So,
Any questions for Sarah? All All right, thank you, yes, then just drop that off, or if you have anything, reach out to Dave, reach out to myself. We'll- All right, agenda item number 10, new business consideration of approval to spend funds for the repair of the lagoon blower.
Which I don't even technically know exactly what's wrong with it yet. It appears to be locked up. And then trying to get them out here to look at it since August. I even called the contractor that installed it and had him call the guy. And he told me to call him, and I called him the next day and he didn't answer me again. So I got a hold of somebody else from Airzine, the company that we got the blowers from. And she sent me an estimate if the motor is locked up and it needs to be rebuilt. She sent me an estimate. The estimate was $7,200. That's just for them to rebuild the blower. And then she also sent me an email, which I attached. Their closest service department is in Illinois, which means we'd have to pay for them to get here, pay for them when they're here, and then pay for them to come back when they reinstall it. So we're looking at like 12 grand. So,
Would it be just as well to see if we can just replace the bolt?
well, and I did start
Because
looking.
the motor to me would be hard pressed if the motor locked up.
The motor, the actual motor, electric motor is good. Okay. It's the actual blower
Blower
itself.
blower. So would it be just as smart to find out the cost of replacing it?
And I did look that up. I Googled that and they're anywhere from 25 to 35,000.
The blower itself, then just one bolt.
I'm talking the whole unit, to replace the whole unit if we did that. I could ask them.
Because it's just intelligent.
Yeah. So I don't know, and I will check with them. Like I said, the guy still hasn't called me back. It was actually the guy that came out and set it up. He was here when we started them, and he was really, seemed like a good guy, and I talked to him a few times, and now I haven't heard nothing from him, so.
Dave,
Hopefully,
what does this blower do? Is this an aeration unit?
it pushes air into the ponds.
Okay.
And we have three blowers, so having one down is not a huge big deal, especially in the winter if we only run one. But in the summer, we run two and then we alternate them, we rotate them. So one sits for a week and the other two run. So in the summer, it'd be nice to have it back, otherwise those two are gonna be running all the
Right,
time.
is this some type of industrial
Yeah, it's
requirement? Because I know that people that have private ponds generally have little less expensive units that they just throw in the middle of their pond and turn it on.
Yeah, these are, we had some old blowers and these are way more efficient energy wise than the old blowers. And because of, I mean, those ponds are, I believe, 10 feet deep. So there's a lot of head pressure and there's sludge that sits over the top of the diffusers. So it creates more head pressure. So these are specifically designed for this.
So this takes care of sediment as well?
No, basically what it does is it puts oxygen in the water, so the bacteria stay alive. Yeah. To break down the waste, so.
Okay.
They're how old?
We put them in when we redid the lagoon, so 20, 5 years. That's another conversation I'm gonna have with them when I talk.
Those were replaced. Yeah, the original ones were level.
They were, yeah, those were in there for a long,
They're from Illinois.
yes,
We don't have anybody closer that knows how to do any of that.
no. And I actually talked to that contractor that was here to see, that's why I called him, and asked him if there's anybody else that would service them, and he said no. He said nobody will service their blowers, so. If their company's from Germany or something, so.
So what are you looking for? Just some approval to be able to
Fix it.
do what you have to do and.
Yeah, and I'll check into replacing.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing brand new if it's more feasible.
If you get just the blower.
Yes.
Yeah, the motor itself is spending enough as it is.
It
Just
sounds
the blower
like
piece.
the way when I was talking or emailing this lady, it sounds like they have rebuilt one sitting on the shelf.
So
So,
it sounds like an alternative.
and that's the 7,200.
Okay.
Because then they can bring
Road
it
trip.
up and swap it also.
Yep.
That's just the 7,200 is just on the motor, right?
The actual blower, yeah.
Okay, then you got the fee for them to come up.
Yep.
And,
Mileage.
okay, so if they've got a used one on a shelf, they come up one time instead of,
Yeah, if they.
Because they bring it with to change out right then, they would.
instead of taking this one back there and then bringing
The
it back.
problem,
and this and
the
that.
problem is I don't, I think it's locked up, but I'm not an expert on it, so I can't say that's what it is. Maybe it's something simple, I don't know, I couldn't turn it. It's locked.
Do all towns have lagoons? Is this something
No,
that,
no,
what do most towns have?
lagoons with aerators. Big towns have like waste treatment plants, but I think it just depends on, everybody's got something different.
Some of them do have like pontoons out there with agitator aerators, but it takes several of those. Boysville used to have that, but then in one of the buildings, they did have the blowers too. So yeah, the blowers are pretty popular.
What's
But
a
I've been out of
warranty on?
business now.
I don't know that, that's why I need to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the guy that I was trying to talk to, his name is John Heck, but he's the service manager. But I just.
Who engineered it to begin with? or
Makes a
who-
little more sense now.
Wonder if they could help. We'd had the other guy here, he'd have been telling us all about
Ooh, Kevin,
it. Yeah.
not wastewater treatment plants, they won't. But yeah, we can help you.
Yeah, I said, he called me back right away, and I had a few conversations with him. And then he told me they were gonna he would have somebody in the area around Thanksgiving. I'm like, well, that's fine, because we won't be running one anyway, and then it got to be the first of the year, and I called him, and he didn't call me back, and then I waited a couple weeks, and I called him again, and he didn't call me back, and so when, Mike Novak, the guy from August Winter that did the project, he called him and he talked to him, and he said the reason he was waiting is he was hoping he could have the guy stop by when he was in the area, because he was supposed to be in lacrosse or something. So when I called to verify that, then now he hasn't called me back, so I don't know what's going on.
So, what'd you say, 12,000, give or take? Do we want to approve that amount, so at least Dave can get it working? Obviously, if it's more, he'll come back to us, hopefully it's not that much, but
Don't we want to see what Cedar Court can come up with first?
I want something approved, because if they come tomorrow, I'd like Dave to be able to take care of it if possible. He's not gonna go spend it tomorrow, but if the guy, like he says, he doesn't get an answer, the guy shows up between now and the next meeting, and all of a sudden he says, Kent, I gotta spend 10 grand and I don't have approval for it. It's not like we can hope these guys pop in every day. That's my concern. I just want to give him a little bit of leeway to be able to fix it. Because obviously he's gonna do what's best for the city. I mean, I don't think he's gonna, buy the most expensive blower possible.
I'd like to see us give Dave the okay, but I don't know what the hell.
That's what I'm saying. We just,
Let's get Dave work on it. If they come and Dave thinks it's reasonable, let's get it done. It's.
well, we need it fixed, correct.
Yeah, but I think it's
But-
important we give him a ceiling on the amount of money that he can obligate the city for.
But you know what, what's that
Otherwise,
gonna-
he's in the same.
Got a
position he is
price right
today.
here.
but what's that gonna matter?
Then we
We
give
just
him,
call you?
You had some kind of a
Like,
guesstimate
just
there,
call
Ben?
Kent and
Right here.
get it
Yeah,
that
Kent-
way?
It's all on the back of that sheet.
he's only got
Go back
sound
to
level.
your- Okay, because I didn't get my sheet out of that car.
$1,200 he asked.
12 grand, yeah.
12 grand?
Yeah,
Well,
we
then
go
we'll-
down
I'll-
here
we'll
to
put
see.
12 grand. Yeah, I'll do this 12 grand.
Okay.
You got it on that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I know.
Yeah, I just wanted in case they happen to
No,
show up
that's perfect. I'd like to get it done
before summer. All right, agenda number 11, discussion consideration of 30-minute parking for family child care. This is your baby, Terry, so. go ahead.
Wrong one. Well, it's called, tell me again, Lisa, what is your place called? A care facility or?
It's a healthcare facility
Oh.
and, the issue that we have for many years and we wanted to come and say something and then we're like, we don't want to be selfish, but we get so busy on Wednesday and Thursday afternoons,
From like noon to 4.
from, noon to 4:30. we have patients, and sometimes those elderly patients, even though there's a handicap on the corner now, it's still very challenging for them to get in. And then we also have some people that can be in some pretty bad shape with their backs, and to get them, I mean, I escort, if you ever look out, you'd see me escorting patients back and forth to their cars. It can be that bad. And I've talked to Kent once, and I didn't want to turn around and say, well, you know, everybody else has a business too, but we are a healthcare facility, and it would be nice. I do get some people, like, I literally will call them because I know they're an elderly person and say, you need to come back by my garage. And I let them in through the garage, but the concrete that we have instead, that's a little more hazardous back there. It's icy and more hazardous. So if there is an opportunity or consideration to give us a little bit of, if it was just on Wednesday, Thursday, fine, but we just need to, it'd be nice to have some access for some of these elderly and injured folks to get in and get their healthcare needs and not have a struggle bus to get in and out. type
Or
of
maybe you
situation.
wouldn't have to leave and drive their car around for them, like. when
Well,
you
yes,
drop
I,
them off
I,
and park
I,
it.
I do that. I drive them, yeah, so.
And so I guess that was my thought. I've seen it too many times. And handicap spots are nice, but handicap, that's not a real good handicap. I've dealt with handicap. So I just think that I'm all for doing this. I would think like a 30-minute customer parking would also maybe pacify a neighbor business. It can't be enforced by Joel realistically, but you know, but people, if there's a 30-minute parking sign for customers only.
Yeah, and you know, they're like, what's going on? What's going on in town? Because they have to drive around the block, and then they gotta park over up past the hardware store. I've actually told people, like, maybe that might not be the best thing, but you know, maybe if you park in the main parking lot, it's a little closer.
Yeah.
You know, so that's all. And we thought about Kathy Stanton was gonna come down here years ago, and I was gonna come, and Terry finally said something, and I talked to Kent, and I'm like, yeah, okay, let's ask. All we can do is ask.
Yeah, and you guys have been in business for 50 years, and never heard a word on it. Longer
I've
probably.
been there almost 40 years.
I was gonna say, I'd never heard a word out of you.
But it never
Always
is.
are supportive of the community. I know people that come from Boyceville, and it's not easy for them there. So she always makes the appointment on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell a lot of my older patients, you don't want to come on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, so
And
that
doesn't work all the time.
I had just thought of that. That's just me, and I'd love to see you have one too. I know, but
I don't need one.
like I said, this is, healthcare facility, and people that come in there are in rough shape.
Yeah, parking on Main Street's never gonna get any better. It's always gonna be terrible.
Which isn't a bad problem.
Well, no,
I mean,
but it's caused by,
Go to Boyceville on it.
yeah, I know, but it's caused by a couple of days, right? When they have day bowling, everybody's supposed to get by bowling, it affects everything. We all know that's what it is. And obviously not opposed to this at all. The only thing we're gonna run into, you do this, now you're gonna have the dentist, now you're going to have the other chiropractor. I mean, I'm not opposed to anything. I'm just saying that now we're going to be using more space, and that's fine. But that's just what's gonna happen.
You can always do too. Sean never did his sign, did he? So I said I'd be willing to buy the 30-minute parking signs. If we did it in the bucket,
Portable.
like I did with mine, and if you only needed the bucket, I just had, when I got mine approved, put it in a 5-gallon pail with concrete, and it said 30-minute customer parking. But I never use it on Saturday afternoons or Sundays, or after 5 o'clock, we pulled it in, and it was just a thing that we just pulled off the street and set it like
Right.
by your sidewalk.
Well, that's what I said. It's just those 2 days that are a struggle bus for things. And it's like, can we get by? Yeah, we've been getting by, but I've had to do some stuff and take people out in wheelchair type things, and it's just, it's no fun to do that.
I had a 95-year-old patient park halfway up the block from the hardware store hunched over, having to walk all the way into the building and having to go all the way back out. You know?
Yeah.
It's tough.
So like I said, I know they're only looking at Wednesdays, Thursdays, if they had one of those. they
Yeah,
could
if a
kinda judge
if a
it
portable
themselves.
is, you know, removable would, that, you know, and we only need it for that winter season, you know, from September to March. It's, you know, it's
April.
Is there anything out front there to put a sign on right now?
no,
No, it would have to go like in a,
Bucket? Yeah,
In a
which
nice-
I'd like to avoid that if that's what my question, because it looks like shit, but
what
that's.
if I got a nice milk jug? Just
Some
kidding.
garland and lights.
Yes. Is there a light pole up there that,
I'm trying to think, I think there's one right in front of Fletcher's and the other one's up on the corner, but there's nothing right in front.
nothing in front. It's, yeah, it's on the pole, light pole is on the line of Fletcher and us.
And you, yeah.
Yeah,
And it has to be in front of the spot closest to the entry into your business, right?
is that the
That's where you
closest
need it.
spot other than the one?
it would be like, the one closest to the Second Street, it would be there, and then then there'd be, the next two slots would be the ideal two slots we would take, if we could. So those would be the two closest, and then the next one would be like by that light pole, between Fletcher and us.
So go one and then give you the one. Do you wanna look? can
You were looking for 2 spaces or 1?
Well, if we could have two, that would be ideal, because we run 2 doctors most of the time at the same time. So people would could, let's say she's seeing one, or I'm seeing one, or Dr. Luke and her seeing one. It might not, you know, 2 would be nice. Because we offset enough, so it should be okay.
And that doesn't mean that it would just be chiropractic people parking there either, right? I mean, cause it's not gonna say family chiro care, it's just gonna say 30-minute customer parking. That's all, I'm for it, if you guys ain't, I didn't do it first, but I don't know.
So if we did this, and like you say, you just put 30-minute customer parking, I don't even know that really even helps. I mean, should it not say family chiro care if that's what we're looking for? Because you know, like I do, people aren't
I know.
the most
exactly.
thoughtful people
Yeah.
in the world, and they might be doing, 30-minute parking, I can run it out quick. They're not gonna care or know that it's for them, so I don't know without that on there, if that's
What I
even.
was,
Didn't you have something with, when you had the locker plant there, didn't you have something specific for?
That's
Me.
just, that was just a loading zone.
just,
That was a loading zone.
yeah, it was just,
Nobody wanted to go in there when Terry was there.
that's right. it's a
Well,
me.
could we put it like in the middle, like where that one light post is in the middle of Oak Street, and you put like for healthcare, like, you know, and like put like a dentist office and us and Arvold, and just have like 1 or 2 like in the middle, so that way they don't have to walk from Timbuktu, but they can just walk like to half a block up the street.
Well, I just wanna make sure if we're going to, if we do this, that it's gonna be used for what it's intended for. You know, I don't wanna, take 2 parking spots and have the people just running, the bank, wherever they're gonna go. I'd like it to make sure it's used for what we want it used for. That's
And I
all.
never said chiro care because I thought it would maybe be easier if it didn't.
Kind of thinking out.
I'm
loud.
all forward.
We've got the handicap spot right around the corner already, right?
Yeah,
And you said, you've got people that are coming in for the rep sheet, you run along with wheelchairs, things like that. What if we took the spot right behind that? Would that even help? And
Second
said 30 minutes.
Like going north on Second Street.
Yeah, just up on Second Street. That would be better than nothing.
That's not gonna help.
It's still,
I
it's
have-
still
I
a little
have
bit walk
people-
around the corner, but
yeah, they are, yeah, but so you're okay, so you're an older person and you're driving and you take that spot, where does the older person, lots of times can be, they're driven and they're in a passenger seat. So
Yeah, I've
then
seen
they
that.
gotta go. So what they're doing is they're driving up on, and they're stopping at the intersection to open their vehicles to get
helping them out.
their people out, and then they're walking them into the building and leaving their car parked at the intersection.
Yep, I've
That's
seen
been happening a lot more
it.
lately.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so. And that's a hazard too, so.
What do you think?
Well, I can see one spot. We talk about parking a whole lot at this council.
I could definitely see one spot.
The very first
You
spot
know,
on the block, there would be
Like, maybe like that professional, I don't know how you'd word that on a sign though. Professional services, 30-minute parking.
Not bad, Swan, not bad.
Smart.
What do you think, Ben?
Make the motion.
Yes,
What
sir.
do you
Go from
think,
there.
boss?
So in order for me to be able to, or any law enforcement to be able to issue citations on this, if it comes to that, I need an ordinance change on there. And then official signage, just FYI for the conversation.
If it's portable, is that official?
I have to look into that, I don't know.
Well, I don't know that we're looking for you to enforce.
Right,
Yeah,
and if you are, that's what I.
yeah, and if we get to that point, that's fine. I think we just wanna put up a sign to make it, so people hopefully will do the right thing. I don't know.
You know they won't.
Well, I know, and that's the thing with everything,
frustrating.
yeah. And the people that tell you they will are the people that won't.
No, I'm gonna buy the signs and if, well, they're gonna buy them and get
Everybody's
what they
gonna
want.
have
out of
So
it.
do you wanna make a motion, Terry? What would you like to make?
Well, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think that you just have family chiro care parking 30 minutes? Do you think you put customer park? I think you're onto something as far as that.
Can you get as specific as days and times?
That's what I would recommend. I would recommend,
30-minute parking for.
the, you know, from
business hours.
noon till 4 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And if possible, I think it would be, like Kent said, if it should be specific for us if possible. Because otherwise, like you said, you could have anybody going and then what's the point of us even doing that then?
And I also believe the point of that, I get you have trouble on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I think that makes it harder.
What do you mean?
Just to have it on Wednesdays and
Mhm.
Thursdays.
Because the
People
sign
aren't
can
gonna
say
get
it, but
used-
people aren't gonna get used to it. It's a, you know, Fletchery wants one too, and she doesn't even have business hours. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, if the customer gets, or the patient gets used to the Monday through Friday, you're not open on Saturdays, correct?
Every other Saturday,
Every,
but that's not a problem.
Saturdays are usually not a problem.
Saturdays, that's why if they were portable, we'd wheel them out.
When would you wheel them out, like Wednesday morning, just so they're there
Yep.
for the day?
Wednesday, Thursday, yeah.
So in theory, then you wouldn't need times on it. You're just gonna put them out. You put them out at 11:30, noon, whatever. You take them back whenever you need. You wouldn't really need times on them because
Right.
they'll be out for whatever you.
Yeah.
So that would take away
We
your
could be
people. aren't
respon-
gonna-
we could be responsible just for the day. You
Yeah.
know, or just to put them out there.
I mean, I'm all for whatever, but I
Whatever
just
makes
think
it
it's a.
easier.
Well, I think if you're only looking for 2 days for 4 or 5 hours, whatever, that makes it, I think in my mind, a lot easier to.
Yeah,
It's
that's all,
approved,
because I
yes.
don't want to interfere with the rest of the week, and that's not the problem.
Yeah.
Those days are the problem.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like I said, we're using it for it. So we put up the sign, 30-minute parking, family chiro care. She's only putting it out 2 days, whatever. I don't know if that's.
Or maybe she knows certain days are worse. You'll know if Gloria comes in, you know, she can't walk, you know your customers.
I would not do any other day but Wednesday and Thursday. Because those honestly are the tough, those are the worst. That's the tough time. That's the toughest.
It makes it a
It's-
little
And it's
easier then,
only,
too.
it's only during bowling season, so it's not something that would be there in the summer or anything like that. It's during bowling season.
I'm gonna make a motion that we let her put in the no parking for family car service sign in one stall for now and see how that goes through. I'd like to make that motion. We've done it for the guy across the street for loading, and that's just for loading up something in and out. This is a little bit different. Let's go one spot and see how it goes.
For 30-minute parking?
30-minute parking.
30 enough.
Usually, just a new patient sometimes can be a little longer.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and I have a second for 1 30-minute parking stall for family chiro care. The sign to be put out Wednesdays and Thursdays at noon and removed by 5?
5.
Is that?
During business hours.
Yep.
Yeah, we may go a little before noon, because they, you know, those
Yeah,
guys like
that's
to come and
Yeah.
have a little chit chat time.
All right, so I have a motion on the table. All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, so we'll go with one, start with that. Let us know, you know, if you want to come back, if it's not working, if it is working, whatever, and we can go from there.
Can you're smart enough to go, can you get a sign made? For me, and then just let me know what I owe. Then we'll have to just get some concrete and put it in something that we can move.
We'll look at, look at like a stance.
Whatever it costs, if you get it done, let me know and I'll pay for it. Okay? Alright,
All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.
All right, agenda number 12, we are skipping, we have no recommendation from planning commission. Agenda number 13, consideration of operator's license for Carrie Steger. No motion, second? All in favor, vote by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Agenda number 14, next meeting date, Monday, March 16th, 2026 at 7 p.m. right here at City Hall, back in our usual room. And agenda number 15. Second? Second. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you, everyone up here for their time.
Great.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in no part. Never talking about this again. Even if there's a fire. Mellow Bellow, they have a big sale going on TikTok. But where I go is, to Michael. You can get a better deal if you order it by case, but they're on the same cover.
I was.
Really?
Oh, sure. Right, right. Yeah. I do mine all. Yeah. Yeah, ask questions. No, I figure when I do 7 skeins a yarn, it's $70. Yeah, and we would tell her to look online. Online, we usually get better deals. I guess.
Sure. Can I twist your arm for a bit?
But no.
Sounds good.
What do you ask me?
Wednesdays are.
All right, well, the other stuff is fine. I was just curious.
All right, well, I have to go because I got another phone call.
Another 14 open your neck.
Oh, yeah, I got a guy that's sick.
Oh, you notice?
That works out. So yeah, you make something up, whatever it costs.